My name is Elena Voss, and I was still the one everyone called when money, trouble, or shame showed up at the door. The night before my sister Nora's wedding, she texted me, "You're out. Only real family belongs here." I read it twice, then sent back one line. "Then real family can pay for the venue themselves." My mother, Linda, read my reply aloud in the kitchen and laughed so hard she had to sit down. She told Nora I was bluffing, that by morning I would arrive with flowers and an apology like I always did. 8 years earlier, our father died of pancreatic cancer, and our house fell apart with him. Nora was 18, I was 23, and Linda turned grief into paralysis. Bills piled up on the counter, then in drawers, then inside cereal boxes. I had a stable accounting job and a dead father's last words in my head. Take care of them. So I did. I paid the mortgage, utilities, taxes, tuition, car insurance, rent when Nora flaked, and every temporary crisis that never ended. By the time Nora got engaged to Simon Blake, I had spent more than $47,000 on her wedding and signed every contract in my own name because she never bothered to ask who was actually paying. At first, I told myself I was helping. Then I met Simon's mother, Marjorie, a polished woman with a pearl necklace and a talent for making me feel like furniture. She learned from Linda that the family was covering things, which was an elegant lie that meant me. Soon I was cut out of planning chats, told I was too controlling, and handed the insult that still burned. "You don't have to worry about it." I heard that sentence so often it started sounding like a threat. The worst moment came 3 months before the wedding, when I walked into Simon's office to get a signature and saw him climb out of his car with another woman. They were too close, too familiar, and when he saw me, the color drained from his face. He admitted the affair in a shaky whisper, said it had been going on 4 months, and begged me not to tell Nora. I should have ended it there. Instead, I gave him a deadline and kept the secret, telling myself I was protecting my sister. All I was really doing was buying time for a family that had already sold me off. 2 days before the wedding, Nora texted me again. "Mom, Aunt Claire and I talked. It's better if you stay away tomorrow. This is for real family." Claire was Marjorie's sister, and that message spread through our relatives like perfume on fire. I replied with 5 words, then canceled my contracts. At 7 o'clock the next morning, I called the estate, the caterer, the florist, and the photographer. My name was on every agreement. By 8:30, the wedding was dead. The venue could not be restored without a new deposit, and nobody had the cash. Linda called me hysterical. Nora called me cruel, and Marjorie called me vindictive. But none of them could argue with a signature. The ceremony moved in panic to Linda's backyard, where folding chairs borrowed from church sat on uneven grass, and the flowers came from a grocery store. Guests arrived expecting a manor and found a house with peeling paint. Someone asked what happened, and the lie of a more intimate setting lasted, maybe, 10 minutes before the truth leaked. Then Simon's co-worker, drunk and careless, mentioned Megan, the woman from the parking lot, and the whole reception froze. Nora confronted him in front of everyone. He tried to deny it, failed, and finally said enough for the room to understand. The bouquet fell. The vows stopped. The wedding became a rumor while it was still daylight. Nora called me that night, crying so hard I could barely hear her. She asked why I never told her about Simon. I told her the truth because I was still trying to protect her from a family that had never protected me. And because I was weak in the one moment, strength mattered. She didn't forgive me then, and I didn't expect her to. But I did something else I should have done years ago. I ended every automatic transfer, canceled the mortgage payments, and sent Linda a written notice that the account was closed. Then I moved into a small apartment with sunlight on the kitchen floor, started therapy, and learned what it felt like to spend my own paycheck on myself. Months later, Nora sent a quieter message. "I know what it cost you. I'm sorry I treated you like help instead of family. I don't know yet whether I'll answer. Maybe I will when I trust the door won't open to the same old story. For now, I know this much. I kept everyone else afloat until I almost drowned, and when I finally let go, the people who called me selfish were the ones standing on dry land.